With Vegas right around the corner, here are the top things that I wish I knew before going to my first competitive event. Whether or not you're a competitor or you're a spectator, here are the things that I wish I knew. My name is John Pan. I was the judge in Houston, and I'll be judging in Vegas. Here are just a couple of really useful tips and tricks that will, number one, make sure you have the best event possible, and number two, avoid some common and sort of like weird things that you wouldn't think would get you in trouble, but they will. So we're gonna jump into it. But we do have a Discord community where we talk about all things Riftbound and some juicy details behind the scenes from what I can evolve. Links in the description down below. Let's jump into it. So let's talk about the competitors first. As you guys know, as the competitor, you have your premium pass, which allows you 30-minute access and some booster boxes that you get with it. Realistically speaking, with the 30-minute extra entry, what you want to do is you want to go to all the vendors ASAP, get those MSRP booster boxes, and if you have prize wall tickets ready, redeem those first because Metal Legends are going to go fast. I believe they are 40 prize wall tickets to get the Metal Legend now instead of 10, but I might be wrong with that. However, as you guys know, you guys are going to be playing for the best of Blade of the Ruin King if you win, or you're going to play for the Metal Legend. Those are going to be pretty self-explanatory because you already know what you're getting into. But the 5 things that I would recommend for you guys to do, it's really simple, is number one, show up on time. And by on time, I mean 30 minutes to an hour early. Just get to the venue early and hang around and chill about. Only because I've seen competitors show up at the wrong event thinking that it was the main event, and then they end up being late and they get a game loss. And some of the people just don't even show up in the proper place. Make sure you're in the right place so you're not floundering around trying to figure out where you need to go and being super rushed. Nothing worse than showing up to an event and having like little to no time. The reason why you want to show me up early is because of point number 2, deck list. Make sure when you're doing your deck list and you're writing down your deck list that you actually have all the paper ready to be able to write things down. You're going to have a deck list. You want to make sure when you're writing down your deck list that everything is correct. Do not, and I literally mean do not, mess up your spelling on your deck list, because an improper deck list, if we do check, instantly is a TLDR game loss. You will lose because of an incorrect deck list. Just don't mess that up, which leads back to your first point. Show up with enough time so that way you can do your deck list. You have your side deck ready, write down all your stuff down so that way you don't feel rushed. Number 3, when you're competing or just watching people play in general, just keep your mouth shut. Like literally don't talk about another person's game. The reason why you don't want to talk about another person's game is because there was a really specific scenario where I literally watched my friend play against a Kaisa player, and they were playing for about a $10,000 prize pool tournament, so high OPL. And my friend was playing Annie. He was about to lose, and it was the opponent turn. He was about to blow out my friend completely. Now, the Kaisa player was unsure whether or not he had tapped his Kaisa legend because he played Falling Star. Literally what happened was the Kaisa player was talking to himself. He's going like, why is my Kaisa tapped? Did I play Falling Star? You know, you're just talking to yourself. The Kaisa player, his friend who was not playing, who was beside him, told the Kaisa player that yes, you did play Falling Star. A judge saw that, told them to stop all play. Head judge was called over. They deliberated and they ended up disqualifying the Kaisa player, and that kicked him out of top 16, no prize pool. It was crazy. The reason why was because number one, it's a high OPL, big cash prize, $10,000 prize pool on the line. Number two, the friend saying, yes, you did play Falling Star, was number one considered outside interference because technically it was new information, albeit very little. It was new information that was brought into the match. And number two, they said that his friend saying, yes, you did play Falling Star could have been code signal for like something else, right? Obviously, it most likely wasn't the case and the friend just thought nothing of it, but it was one of the truest definition of a team kill. The friend killed his friend who was playing to no fault of his own, but because there was cash prize on the line, they full on game loss disqualified him. It was insane. Fair or not, that's up to you guys to decide, but the judge was doing his job, and that was what happened. So, guys, please keep your mouth shut. Just don't talk about another person's game, even if you think it's small, even if you think you're whispering. Just don't say anything. You don't want to be the reason why someone gets disqualified. It's just, yeah, just shh, keep your mouth shut. Just talk about it either way after the game is done or just super far away where no one can absolutely hear. And I mean absolutely no one. So yeah, don't talk about another person's game, especially because of that. I saw it happen. Wildest thing, but keep your mouth shut, please. Fourth thing, make sure you keep your stuff on you. That's important. And I do not mean literally putting your bag beside you on your leg, because people have had stuff literally stolen by their legs, like their booster boxes they put on their side of their leg, yoinked. If you leave your cards out even for a small period of time, there is a high chance that if you're not keeping an eye on it, it will get stolen and it will get taken. Just keep all valuables on you, on you. Don't put it on the ground. If you're gonna put it on the ground, put it between your legs. Just keep all valuables important close to you. There have been many times where people's decks have been stolen, product being taken from the side of people's legs because they were playing and they weren't paying attention. Unfortunately, it happens, but it does happen. So keep an eye on your stuff. And the fifth and last point for you competitors is, oh man, this is going to sound weird, but have a good, healthy diet. What I mean by that is during the tournament, there's going to be very few instances where you're going to have time to be able to eat food. Make sure you bring snacks. Uh, just plan out what you're going to eat in between rounds, because these tournaments are long and grueling. You don't want to be like me where you're in the middle of your game 6 and your stomach starts to hurt and you really have to use the washroom and you're thinking of whether or not you just disqualify yourself, take a game off just to use the washroom. Oh man, it was rough. Make sure your diet health is just in good shape, because you don't want to have a bad tummy and have to bail and use the washroom because of that. So make sure you eat proper stuff, pills, vitamins, fiber, whatever it is you need to do. Just make sure you take care of yourself and hydrate, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're being in the middle of the game, playing for your prize, and just having to like, oh god, I need to really use the washroom. Worst feeling ever. Happened to me. Avoid doing that. Now, that's enough about the competitors. Let's talk about the attendees, side events. Side events is going to be interesting. These are the people who are going to be playing for prize wall tickets to be able to redeem it for the Metal Legends, booster packs, all that fun stuff. Now, I'm just going to briefly go over what I think is going to be the best EV, especially if you're going to be competing in the side events. Just from what I know, obviously we're going to skip the main event, because if you're in the main event, you're going to not have time to play side events. That's just the case. I believe the main event starts. Okay, well, we'll have to see. I don't remember when the main event starts, but I'll have to double check. But people who are playing in the main event are probably not going to have time to play in the side event. That's just going to be how it goes, which is understandable. However, on demand events, the only thing you realistically need to know is the highest EV for if you just want to farm tickets is technically free for all, on demand free for all, because it's the quickest way to get your tickets and it's the fastest. Uh, I have seen people who essentially have figured out the best way to be able to farm tickets, and free for all is technically the best way. The best way in the sense that it's the quickest game because it's a best of one with random pairings. And you also get, the winner gets 2 tickets for winning out of the 4 people in the pod, but you can also get 1 more for the most honorable player, essentially. So out of a pot of 4 people, there's going to be 6 tickets in total. And all you need to do is just play a game of free for all. The only thing they made to change to alleviate the whole having a pot of 5 people and 4 people playing, 1 person lining up to be BQ everybody, is they made it 8 people instead of, well, 4. So technically speaking, if you had a pod of 9 people where you can like pod up with 9, and then you have 8 people running the pods free for all, 1 person lining up, that's technically the highest EV. We're probably going to implement some sort of way to like stop people from doing that. So don't assume that this will be the best way to farm tickets. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do something to be able to stop people from doing what they did in Houston and Bologna to be able to essentially game the system. But that's kind of how I would see it. However, if you think you're a good player, then honestly speaking, the best way to farm tickets, It's number one, be very good at the game and you can play all the fun stuff essentially. If you think you're really good, I would just do on demand constructed. It's a best of one 30-minute time play, and you would play 30 rounds or 3 rounds, but you get 2 tickets per win. So essentially, if you play 3 rounds, you're going to get 6 tickets if you take it all. However, like I said, with free for all, you can literally just play really quickly and re-queue up. So it kind of depends on what you feel like. But the big ones to consider is definitely going to be the super big one, not sealed deck challenge. It's the big one, the big one. Where is the big one? Super Saturday Standard Challenge. This is going to be the one where most people are going to want to play because the prize wall is super duper insane. 432 tickets for the win. The best thing to consider is that people who decide to play in this one are going to be the ones who are the most competitive. And the prize wall is so good because the EV is actually pretty high. So to do the quick math, it's 432 tickets plus 288 tickets plus 216 tickets plus 114 tickets. Okay, no. That's not correct. That's not correct. Okay, I need to do this really quickly. First place is 432 tickets plus 288 tickets for second place. Third and fourth place both get 216, so plus 216 plus 216. Then fifth to eighth place, they each get 144 tickets. So I do that 4 times. So plus 144 plus 144 plus 144 equals that. So in total, top 8 is 1,584 tickets. Now, if you get the top 8, most likely you will probably want to split the prize instead of playing all the way to top 8 because this will take a very long time to get going. In Houston, people played all the way up until top 8 and they wanted to split. And how if splits work is everybody has to vote, and if everybody chooses to split, then you would split the prize evenly. However, if one person decides not to split, you have to play it through. Now, with 1,584 tickets, you split that amongst the 8 people. You divide that by 8. Everyone will walk away with 198 tickets, and 198 tickets can get you essentially 5 Metal Legends, assuming you have enough passes to be able to punch it and get those legends. And that's assuming it's 40 tickets for the Metal Legend. But 198 tickets can get you essentially, divide that by 24, can get you 8 full booster boxes if you just want booster boxes. In terms of EV, 8 booster boxes is about, oh my god, if I just do the math times, let's just say, okay, we're gonna do 250 because I'm in Canada. uh, you would have made essentially $2,000 worth Canadian CAD. Okay, dollars worth of product if you just play the 12 hours, make it to top 8, and split top 8, which is actually not that bad. However, do note that the one other event to realistically pay attention to is on Sunday, I believe, the regional rebound. The reason why the Sunday regional rebound is so important is because if you get 6 wins, you get 48 tickets prize wall. It's 7 hours. However, you get guaranteed access to standard access or guaranteed access to the standard competitor in either regional Lily or regional Atlanta, which is actually really good. I actually need to take a picture of this for my friend because if he goes to Vegas, he could actually like play, which is yo, he could play it. He could play in Vegas. Interesting. Side point tangent, but for people who want to play as a competitor in the next regional, if you show up on Sunday, you play, you get 6 wins, you will get there. However, it is 6 rounds, so you basically have to be undefeated, but it guarantees you a spot for the next regional, which is great. There are still a few other events that you can play that would be pretty decent. But for the most part, full box sealed is pretty decent because you get to be able to play with full box. You get an amount. But if you're just looking for prize walls, realistically speaking, outside of the Saturday event with the which one? Right here with the Super Saturday Standard Challenge and the free-for-all on-demands, those are just going to be your best ways to be able to farm tickets. However, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to ask me. I will do my best to answer them in a way that doesn't get me in trouble. Hopefully, this helps you guys out. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, let me know, and I'll do my best to catch you up on back to them. But I'll be flying out tomorrow, so I might not be able to get to all of them today. John Pan signing. I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you guys in Vegas. Until the next video, have fun. Bye bye for now.